Good afternoon, Professor.
Good afternoon.
Today, I'm going to discuss with Professor Tatsuru Akimoto, who is complete his post degree in Japan, and he was started his career in law, but now he's practicing in social work. He was complete his DSW is it is related to PhD in America, and also he has working experience some other country, not only to Japan, India, Thailand, and other some countries, and also he is a former president of Asian APASWE, Asia Pacific Association of Social Work. Now he is a retired professor, and also now he is became a director of Asian Research International Social Work affiliated to Sukutoku University, and with his team he has started in the research project 2015. Now 5 years already completed, and based on these 5 years he has completed some related Buddhist social work research and experience. There are some volume. Today my task is to have some common discussion about this research thesis volume and in related to his experience. I thought that this experience will help we all to know, get some idea about Buddhist social work. Yes, Professor Sensei. Okay, then in Vietnam experience and Sri Lankan experience, then you started this research to find out how their own country, their practice. Then you moved to Mongolia, Vietnam, and some other Buddhist country. What is the reason to go beyond in Sri Lanka and Vietnam, in Thailand and other country?
Well, we do not have any intention to focus on those two countries, Vietnam and Sri Lanka. We were interested in social work, like a social work activities, and the Buddhist people, the Buddhism, or the temples and monks, and maybe lay Buddhist people have been doing very similar work as social work. And first, again, another coincidence. At that time, Shukutoku University, this university, had 50th anniversary, special international forum. They had the idea, and we developed, or I developed, the 5-country Buddhist social work activities in Asian research. That's the first
started point.
Except for that two country by country level.
Okay.
This is a multi-country level. It's the first multi-country idea. And as a 5-country research, we designed. At that time, including of course those 2 core countries, we included Thailand and which one?
Mongolia is there.
Not Mongolia.
Laos.
Let me see. Nepal was not the first we thought.
Nepal. Yes.
Nepal was not the Buddhist majority country, but since because of the special meaning of Lumbini, and we included Nepal, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Thailand, Myanmar.
Myanmar
and Nepal. those are 5 countries we started.
It started, okay.
And as a real first primitive research, we collected good practices or examples of Buddhist social work. We did not give them, researchers, any specific definition of Buddhist social work. Let them just think and what they think as Buddhist social work activities. Please record them. And they picked up various activities and made a report.
Yeah.
That's the first, real first multi effort.
Okay. And while having this conference, country experience, and in the conference in Tokyo, even you have conducted some workshop in Vietnam, and last year in 2018 in Sri Lanka. And based on this all experience, do you have any now conclusion, definition in Buddhist social work? Can you define what is the meaning of Buddhist social work?
I always told them is our colleagues. After that 5 countries, we invited more countries, Buddhist majority countries. In Asia, we have more countries whose Buddhist population share more than 70% of the whole people. We had
Hanoi conference.
Hanoi, let me see. What I have been told, from the very beginning, I have told all my colleagues that it will take what they call reincarnation, rebirth,
Yes.
of maybe once, not once, but twice, maybe necessary for me to complete to establish the real meaning or real a kind of Buddhist social work. It's not easy, but anyway, someone has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And on one hand, we have been conducting various field research,
Yes.
and on the other hand, we are discussing what the meaning of Buddhist social work. Well, it's the egg and the chicken. I don't know which should be the first. But without definition, it's difficult for us to conduct some research on Buddhist social work. But without knowing anything, it's impossible for us to make a decision. The definition.
Yes, yes.
But so I led them, researchers, to define themselves.
Yeah.
But through 3 years experience, we had a chance to talk. Let's make a kind of working definition,
Yes.
temporary definition.
Yeah.
Without presenting something, it's maybe difficult for us to go ahead.
Yes.
So we, in order to accept some opposition or some objections, criticism, we should maybe make some presentation in front of the people. And in Hanoi, we had a small group meeting and discussed, and temporarily we made definition. So, and but we temporarily we wanted to make one definition, but actually it was impossible.
Yes. Yes.
And there are some, this is that proceedings report. And within this volume, we put some other definitions, which we heard during or before our discussion.
Decision. Okay.
One most typical one came from Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka once made a definition some years ago, before our effort.
Okay.
They made a definition of Buddhist social work. Not Buddhist social work education. They gave us. Some other people gave different ideas. But anyway, listening, looking at everything, shared everything, and we made this one.
The definition.
But one definition was relatively not easy, but among us, we were able to set up a lot of discussion, a lot of footnotes. But anyway, the people who joined those meetings later, without our long discussion before, they just came in the room having Western-rooted professional social work. And they came in. So, and other older members had been discussed a lot before. So there is certainly a big gap between about the interest and the knowledge. So we had to make two definitions.
Yes, because there are two the groups. One is those who are in relevant to Western social work idea. Some groups are in more deep understanding about Buddhist perspective. With together it's very difficult have a one plateau. Then you have developed the two definition, or with the old idea you have been developed one yet, or you have some to have in the future.
Only within a couple of days, 2 days or 3 days, that's possible.
Yeah.
And we thought if we make some compromise between our long-lasting effort and the newcomer's idea, then sometimes we have to give up some knowledge and discussion idea which were created through discussions. We made two working definitions, not one. This is both are written here, and even that major one, not a definition from newcomers, the old timers definition. It was very difficult to make they are not necessarily monks. Many people came from Western social work camp, including myself. We do not, our knowledge and understanding of Buddhism is very limited. It's true. But at the same time, real Buddhist monks came in. They did not know about social work, Western social work at all. But we discussed 2 or 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And anyway, we made, and certainly eventually we decided to adopt Western rooted professional definition as a kind of base for us to give Buddhist social work. It's not good at all. We all know That's but there are two reasons. One, we were not able to start from Buddhism itself. Intentionally, we always discussed we should start with Buddhism, not from the Western social work. But actually, there were at that time, we did not recognize that the social work understanding from the Buddhism itself. So we paid various aspects of social work, like basic idea of the ultimate goal, or what a core concept. So we borrowed what aspect we should see. Then we can, on the other way, we probably borrowing that idea. It's at this moment working definition. The first step, it can't be helped, but at the same time, it may benefit to communicate with Western people. We really want to communicate and discuss with mainstream Western Buddhist professional people. And anyway, we made one working definition.
Yeah.
I don't know when, from the very beginning, when we should revise this one. we always talked it, but not every year, but maybe if we put this, publish it, maybe a lot of criticism may come, particularly the people from Buddhist people. We welcome it. Then we maybe revise it or throw them away.
Yeah.
But without having this one, nobody takes such kind of action.
Yes, yes.
So anyway, and that's the present product.
Yes.
So there is a 1 plus 1.
Yes.
2.
It means there are now one definition in Buddhist social work. Anyone can now argue, they can provide some idea. Without this, no one can do anything. Anyhow, you already started, and now it is one. There's one definition you have been developed in Buddhist social work.
Most interesting was one person started not criticizing, some pointing out this may be not so suitable or something. He was the top person of this university.
Oh.
This university is basically Buddhist university.
Yes.
We are not training or educating the monks.
Yeah.
We are lay people, students. But original idea came from Buddhist education.
Yes,
The top, not present, the chair person means the chair of the board meeting.
Okay.
He is a monk,
Yes.
Japanese monk.
Okay, what he talking about?
So he said, he pointed at a certain point that about the definition is, maybe he has some idea, but he pointed out one item of the framework, working framework, before we make this working definition. And probably I think it's a gap between the Theravada and the Mahayana.
Mahayanas, yes.
Probably that's a yes, that's one. And also nobody raised, but I think there should be some criticism against the core concept or core the principle. We put the 5 precepts. But some people, even Buddhist people, may not agree. They all agree with that five precepts, of course,
yes.
but put it as a core principles. But, actually I heard, not directly, but through researcher, one Buddhist monk from Buddhist University in Thailand said maybe core concept is not only five precepts, but I forgot that they raised some other, he suggested to add one more or something.
It means, actually it means in Buddhism itself there are two schools. One we call it Theravada, one we call it is Mahayana. In Japan, monks belongs to Mahayana tradition. In Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar, and some part of in Nepal, monks belongs to Theravada traditions. Maybe to explain the information related to Buddhism and social work, maybe both schools will think in different way. Anyhow, now you have been collected information from different country, and 5 years you have did some good work with your research teams, and finally we have some literature or review literature to read and understand and criticize or argument. Anyone can now play, because the informations you have made it.
But this is just very primitive. We just collected very basic, what you call examples or some cases, and just we all can share. We asked authors, writers of these books to write their papers or the chapters thinking of foreign readers from other countries. We anyway thought, as a real first step, we at least share the idea what the countries are doing. Anyway, when we used the word of Buddhist social work, that's so we have a lot to do from now on.
Yes. And the last question, what is your future plan in continuing in this field in Buddhist social work research? Will you able to continue in Buddhist social work research, or are you going to continue in international social work? What's your future plan here?
Our organization, or research institute, has the name of Asian Research Institute for International Social Work.
Yes.
Within this organization, we have Asian Center for Buddhist Social Work exchange. It's an internal organization. That's a real small institute, but organizationally we intentionally have kept that element, because we started this organization as that Buddhist Asian Center for Buddhist Social Work Exchange Center.
Okay.
We have kept it.
Okay.
So we at least we will certainly continue.
It means within this organization, from Asian Research Institute for International Social Work. Within this institute, one part in Buddhist Social Work Center. Likewise, do you going to have a separator within this institution? You are going to function in Buddhist Social Work section.
It's what should I say? We have anyway. We housed that center within International Social Work. First of all, we only have 4 researchers and 4 staff members, logistic staff members. We do not have 2 categories of researchers, Buddhist group and international group. On those all 4 people have been trained as researchers for both sections. But at the same time, we thought, since this university has a unique having the root of Buddhism, this Buddhist social work should be the real core of this university. But at the same time, we thought maybe we just put Buddhist Social Work Center itself without any defensive surrounding factors. It's not easy. And we thought like an egg. The Buddhist center should be the yellow. And social work, international social work means the white of the egg. So if that yellow part becomes much stronger, much eating white part, then it could be independent, and they can go as it is. There could be a real Buddhist center.
Strong.
But for example, when we organize some meeting, we invite Buddhist people. We actually connected with some international organizations, or the international network, not the Buddhist network. For example, recruit some Buddhist researchers. Or when we conduct a Buddhist research, Buddhist social work research, mailing out of call for participants, call for papers, we rely on much broader constituent. Then to nourish the Buddhist social work segment of our life, we still continue to house the Buddhist social work in this organization.
Okay, thank you, Professor. Today you have allocated some time to have a discussion. It's very important, and this idea to at least think people to move their idea into some aspect in Buddhist social work. And thank you very much.
You're welcome.